Hello everyone, Sam here. Thought I'd jump on here and just talk about OCD. That's what it's about. It's an OCD channel, so why not? So like I said, my name's Sam. I'm 23. I'm from the UK. I hope my videos give you inspiration and hope. Hope sharing my knowledge can help you get through the suffering and just sort of walk the OCD recovery journey with you. Walk along the path, taking small steps and just on the way to freedom. So I think it's important to realise that I was once in your shoes. You see me how I am today, but you've got to remember, go back 4 to 5 years and I was really stuck, sort of chronic OCD suffering, in the mental torture, mental prison. Just felt like there was no way out, totally trapped. It's just what's the point of going on? Nothing else matters in life. What is even the point of getting out of bed? So very low and just very chronic suffering. Oh, this is a key point to remember, because like I said, you see me now, but I've once been in your shoes if you're watching this video now. So I just want to talk a few brief points, things that you might find helpful along the journey. There's no real structure to this video, but just brief points, and I'll go off talking about how they helped me or how they didn't help me, and just things to not do, and things to do. Okay, so first of all, complaining. Now, complaining, venting, moaning, whining, confessing, anything for relief, anything for rid of an unwanted feeling, how it's a total waste of time. It got me nowhere. Now, that's not taken away the suffering of OCD. I completely understand how difficult the struggle is. Very difficult. Like I say, mental torture, mental prison, for like no way out. So I completely appreciate how fucking difficult OCD suffering is. However, complaining and moaning about it and saying, why me, fuck's sake, why is it latched to this, why have I got OCD, why can't I have a normal brain, why can't I be like other people that don't have OCD, why have I got to be anxious, why have I got to be chronic guilt, why have I got to be panicking? Okay, so the self-pity trap that we go down, I went down that trap many times. Zero return investment, got me absolutely nowhere. Okay, so it's a waste of time. So when we have that urge to complain and moan and whine, we need to do all we can to resist that urge. All right? Just know your future self, long term, you're not going to get to where you want to be by moaning. Okay? No one's going to recover from OCD by complaining. It's just not possible. Okay? We have to become comfortable being uncomfortable and also building that frustration tolerance. If every time I felt a bit pissed off, I went off on a massive moaning session and venting and shouting about everything, then it wouldn't get me anywhere. My frustration tolerance would be on the floor. Any bit of adversity in life, any bit of challenge, any bit of obstacle to overcome, I just spend the whole time moaning and being negative about it, rather than focusing on overcoming those situations that we face in life, and not just OCD. Okay, so a key point on complaining there. All right, another point that kept me stuck for a long time is when I was suffering really bad with real event false memory OCD. Constantly in the past, replaying the past, analysing it, going back and forth. Was that real? Did this happen? Did that happen? Did that happen? Was it real? Was it false? How old was I? Was it? Did this happen? Was OCD twisted this? Is that right? Did this happen? I just spent years like that, absolutely years. And from the minute I woke up to the minute I went to bed, my brain was just scanning and just ruminating about the past. It could have been something that happened yesterday. It could have been something that happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago. There's no limit of OCD. It was lashing onto anything that was keeping me stuck in the past. Okay, so the way I helped me overcome that was this key point now. Your perspective in the now is what's keeping you stuck, regardless of what happened in the past. Okay, so it doesn't matter what happened in the past. Nothing in the past warrants chronic guilt. Yes, we can healthily regret something and healthily wish that didn't happen, but having the chronic guilt over it, the chronic shame, serves no purpose, serves no good. So remember your perspective now and how you view that, how you view yourself, are you rating yourself? That's what's keeping you stuck now. That's what's perpetuating the chronic guilt you're currently feeling, the chronic shame you're currently feeling. Okay, it's a key point to remember. Like I said, I spent years like that, replaying the past over and over and over again. Just that exhausting, tiring rumination. Okay, but rumination doesn't just stop like that. I could just switch it off. That's not how it works. You look at the beliefs and then the automatic rumination comes down with it. If you're no longer scared, you're taking that power away from OCD and the automatic rumination will gradually come down. Or there's no guarantee, but it's more likely that it will if you are working on your beliefs around what you're ruminating over. Okay, that's a key point to remember. Okay, so going on to my next point, and that's how when we dispute or when we begin to dispute or start learning how helpful disputing is with OCD, something I did a lot, and that was light-hearted disputing, sort of viewing it as ticking a box and done. I can't be fucked as dispute today, so I'm going to write out 3 sentences and then be done with it. Well, no, that's not quite how it's going to work. Okay, you can't go in half-heartedly. It can't be a light-hearted approach. It's got to be quite in depth. It's got to be really getting under the fear. All right, so if I give you an example, so I could write down, I don't need approval. This is something I would like approval, but I don't need it. Okay, which yes, that's a key principle to start. It's a good fundamental beginning to it. However, that's not quite going to cut it. Although, so you're on the right track, you're on the right lines, but OCD is going to go, well, what about this? Okay, so I go, but maybe I do. So I could say, I don't need approval, but then OCD would say, well, no, but maybe you do. Well, what about this? Or what about that? Well, no, you're the exception, so you do need approval. Without approval, it'd be terrible. It'd be awful, okay? So we've got to go into why we don't need approval. We can't just write a one-liner and think we're getting under the fear. That's not how it works. We've got to go in disputing quite vigorous, okay? Of course, we've got to be careful. We're not doing that compulsively. And what I mean by that is as soon as you're triggered, you're not, right, give me a pen and paper, let me write down disputing. That's going to be counterproductive. But when we do dispute and we get into the habit and the routine of disputing, we've got to make sure we're doing it vigorously and doing it to get under the fear, not just doing it to tick a box. Something I did for years. I wasted years doing that. Okay, just writing down one line or just turning a demand into a preference, but it was so weak, it was so wishy-washy, it wasn't getting under it, it wasn't, that rock solid, sort of running out words to describe it, but, that really tough disputing and something that's going to get under a really core rigid fear that you hold. Okay, and just another point, I'm recording this video now on a Friday night, finished a long week at work, and sort of taking enjoyment in life as well, okay? Because OCD is very, very serious and it's very, very challenging, of course. But how is also important to enjoy ourselves as well. But in balance, of course, in moderation. So, for example, I love exercising. I like eating healthily. But today I had a takeaway because I thought, you know what? I hadn't had a takeaway for a little while, so I'm going to have one. Okay, that's just a small example of how that, of course, there's a balance to things, and I'm not saying go and have a takeaway every night because that becomes that's just doing it for relief or for some sort of escape. But just remember that life is very short. We're only here once, so just let's not drop all enjoyment. Okay, so we can have a laugh. If you drink, of course, I'm not talking about alcoholism, but if you can go out for a drink and socialise with friends, so we can, and still enjoying life, still going out and let's say you're going to football, and you're making sure you're still going out and trying to enjoy yourself and not just cutting ties, not isolating yourself because I need to focus from OCD, I need to get better from OCD before I get and enjoy yourself. No, that's not going to work because OCD knows that, and then you're waiting for an exact feeling. Then you're waiting to feel just right to go out and socialise. You're waiting to feel just right and feel good to go out and watch a football match or go out and have a drink with friends. That's not how it works. We need to go out regardless. Remember, enjoyment is a key part of life, or to try and enjoy stuff and just not avoid things that you enjoy doing. Okay, I used the chippy tea as an example, but you know what, it's just, I haven't had one for a while, got that balance, I want one, so I'm going to have one. Okay, life's too short to sort of be very inflexible about that. I go, nope, I don't want to put on any weight, so I'm not going to have any chips, I'm not going to have any fish, I'm not going to have any battered sausage. You get the gist of what I'm saying, okay? So the enjoyment in our life is still a very key point, okay? I went off on a bit of a tangent there, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. Anyway, I hope you find this video very helpful. Just sort of talking off the cuff. I enjoy doing videos like this. I find they're quite interactive. They're quite random because I don't know what I'm going to say. I haven't got it right like a script. I'm just talking sort of what comes to mind and going off on my personal journey and just go off on a story. So I hope you enjoy it. If you have enjoyed it, please leave a like. That'd be much appreciated. If you're interested in our one-to-one services, any of our webinar services, interested in joining the WhatsApp groups, please email phil@ocdrecovery.com and we'll get back to you in a timely fashion. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so. You take care and I'll speak again. Bye-bye.